Hey there, Mark Satterfield here. Thanks so much for joining me live, or if you're watching this recorded, thanks for doing that as well. Regardless of what platform you're on, I'd certainly appreciate you connecting with me so that you're aware of when I'm doing these lives, and you know, put questions and comments in the box. I'll do my best to answer and respond. So, I want to chat with you today about writing a book because I think it's one of the most effective ways to build trust and credibility and attract more affluent clients than the other options. But look, there's a lot of different ways you can go about uh, building your business and attracting new wealthy clients. And the real key is to find something that works well for you. But I'd give some serious thought to writing a book because it doesn't have to be terribly difficult. It doesn't have to be terribly time consuming. They make it a lot easier. It's a lot easier today than it was when I started. And the reason that I like books really goes to one of the three reasons why the affluent do business with someone. And generally speaking, the wealthy will do business with those that they know, those that are referred to them by those that they know, and those that are recognized experts in their field. And you know, it sounds a little counterintuitive, but writing a book gives you an outsized amount of credibility. And this, I mean, to a certain extent, it's kind of weird because we are definitely a society of viewers. As we know from this versus readers, but still writing a book gives you that level of credibility that no other thing does. I mean, doing podcasts are good. Doing live programs like this are good. Writing a blog is good, but there is nothing like actually writing a book. So, um, I'd like to have you give some thought to doing that. Now, the good news is that writing a book is getting easier and easier. And it's getting easier from kind of two perspectives, one from production and one from creation. On the production side, back when I started, and I've done now what, 9 books. This is my this is my ninth. You knew it was just a matter of time before I managed to get this up on the screen. And if you're focused on the affluent market, you really should get this book. And there's a link. Uh, Hopefully pretty prominently displayed near where you're watching this, where you can grab a free copy. Just help me out with the shipping and handling. But back when I was starting, back in the day when I did my very first book, you had to go through a mainstream publisher. There was this thing called Vanity Press, and it was expensive. It was kind of dorky. Nobody particularly, I mean, I never even know who did Vanity Press. So you had to go through the mainstream publishers, and I wound up doing my first, I guess, 4 books with McGraw Hill. Um, and since then, I've continue to do books with mainstream publishers such as Random House and some of their imprints. But I've also self-published using Amazon's Kindle Direct program, KDP. And I tell you, KDP is totally awesome. Now, it doesn't get you into the physical bookstore, but in this day and age, does that really matter? I mean, when I wrote the one week marketing plan, it was really cool to go to Barnes and Noble and see the book on the shelf. But did that really move the needle in terms of sales? I don't know. I don't really think so. I mean, most books are sold through Amazon. So if nothing else, using Amazon's KDP program is totally awesome, and they make it really easy to produce both a Kindle version as well as a paperback. So that part of it is pretty simple. Then there's all sorts of people who will lay it out and create a cover for you. You can go onto Fiverr, or you can go into any of the you know, you know, help groups that will do it. I used a program. Who did I use? I used a group called Elite Authors, and what I had them do was create the cover and do the interior layout. Now, I could have gone to Upwork. That was the group I was struggling for their name, but I could have gone to Upwork and had them do it for probably a little bit less money. But the Elite folks really did a great job of producing something that really looks very, very professional. I mean, I created my own imprint, call it Mandalay Press, but this is fundamentally a self-published book, so it's indistinguishable from the books that Random House and McGraw-Hill did for me. So Elite Publishing, I'd recommend. So lots of ways of getting the book published, produced. Now the question then becomes, how do you go about actually creating it? And I wrote this book from scratch. So I mean, that's the Hercules cleaning out the stalls approach to doing this. And there's a lot easier way. And one of the ways which I've talked about before is to just simply outline the program and then dictate and then get that transcribed. But I tell you, there's an even easier way, and it's Chat GPT. This is really a very, very effective way of getting the bulk of your book done. So simply what you do is you take your book, or take the topic for your book, and you think about what is the journey that people take from being having a problem to solving the problem. What are the various steps, and create the various points, and then for each one outline perhaps in a little bit more detail what it is that people need to do in order to achieve success. So you've got this basic outline. Then what you do is you go to Chat GPT and you say, let's say one subset is why, if we were doing one for a financial advisor who wanted more affluent clients, we might do a chapter on why the traditional 60-40 stock to bond ratio is outdated and not appropriate for millennials. Okay, that might be a chapter. So you go to Chat GPT and say, I want a 1,000 word article on this, and you press the button, and lo and behold, they'll write something for you. Now, here's the key. Don't use that. Use that as the starting point, but get your own, personality into it, because, that's ultimately why people are going to hire you versus somebody else. And that's actually what's going to, separate your book that's kind of really cool to read versus, one that's just a little bit dry. And Chat GPT, I think they may get to this point, but they're not at it yet. But you can kind of tell when something's created by them. So you want to go over what they produce, which is going to be really good, but you want to add your own language, your own personality. And you do that, and lo and behold, you've got a book written. And then you go back to Amazon, go hire someone on Upwork or Fiverr to lay it out, create a cover, and then put it up on Amazon. And now you're done with the book. And then it's a matter of, you can use the book as a tool for generating leads, which is what I do. You can use the book as a tool for getting speaking engagements. You can use the tool to get multiple people within a business to buy multiple copies. There's all sorts of things you can do with the book. But whenever you are talking with someone who is a part of the affluent group, the fact that you've written a book, boy, that just gives you that level of credibility that nothing else does. And, hey, it has been never easier. So, Anyway, I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal this morning saying that the government is going to try to crack down on, Chat GPT. I don't know if that will ever come to fruition or if so, but hey, if nothing else, this is a good good reason to do it now. So anyway, hope that's helpful to you. Because I'm a marketing guy, I'm going to put a plug in for my book. If you are focused on the affluent market, hey, grab a copy of this. I'm got some copies for free. Just help me out with shipping and handling. There's a link either here, there, somewhere nearby. Or you can be old school and type in affluentmarketingfreebook.com. That will work too. But get a copy of the book. I think you'll find it helpful. So thanks for joining me live. Those of you who are here, thanks for watching this as it's been recorded. Give me some thoughts, feedback, share some things that you want me to talk about in future lives. And until then, this is Mark Satterfield. Bye for now.